chaps, so we've done the simplest form of princess line. So if we just look at something that's a little bit more interesting and take it from there. So I believe there's a wall chart for what I'm about to do, and obviously now you can be thinking of lots of, oh dear, I can't draw skirt again. Anyhow, for the front, I'm saying I'm going to have shaping that does that. So it's a princess line that makes that configuration. Not that that's particularly reliable flat either, I do apologise, but that's what we're going for. So I'm probably just going to work the front on this, because you'll know what you need to do with the back. You'll probably need to readjust the dart position. Yeah, so I'm going to let you wrestle with the intricacies of it. I'm just going to give you an outline of what would happen. So my first thing I'm going to do is, these panels look like they're equal to me, so I need to work out what that's going to look like on the hip line. So this hip line measures 24 on the half, which means it'll be 48 on the whole, which means if this, I need to divide that by 3. Oh, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be, okay, so 48 divided by 3, so 1 and 18, that's 16 centimetres. So, no, that's a lie. That's not, yeah, that's 24, it's 48, 16. All right, well, I'll go with that. So if that comes across 16, yes, that gives me 8. That's lovely. The maths worked. Sorry to faff there. From the hip line, I'm going to drop that down at a right angle. That design line. And I'm now going to draw what my interpretation of what that line is coming in, like so. So to get the nice curve, that is what's happening. I'm going to neaten this off with my pattern master. Nice, I think. Okay, so obviously there's a bit of shenanigans going on with this dart. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that dart into this dart, so that we have both darts happening in the same vicinity, because we know we can do that because waist darts can slide across. So I'm going to start here by measuring where the centre of this dart is, dropping a line down through it through its point, and making that become 2 centimetres on each side, because I know that's what the darts add up to. So this dart no longer exists. This is my, oh, that's not sauce. This is my new dart. So here we go. I'm just gonna make this happen. I will, oh, sorry, getting a bit confused, that's 9.5. I'm going to measure 9.5 here so that I know where that would flow into the back to get us a nice run through on the side seam. Okay, so much like when we're manipulating your darts by slashing, I'm going to cut round my new seam line, and I'm going to cut down through my existing dart, and I'm going to close that one over. Lovely. And the job is almost done. to play with here, I think, having closed that up, or two things. One, I need to get the shape of the original towards the waist dart gone. That's that. And the other is I don't quite like how this has got a bit pointy. So that is going to be tiny. I'm going to be losing about 0.5, and I'm going to name that 0.5 negligible. So that's now gone. Nice. Okay. So this is our centre front, which obviously is going to be on the fold. So if you now look at the instructions for the first princess line, what you'll be doing is you'll be tracing off this, around, along and down. I'd say give yourself a balance mark here, give yourself a balance mark there. This will be your centre front, this will be your grain line. For your side section, that will be the side front, which will cut a pair at a right angle to the hip line, will give you your grain line. If we go to the back section, let's have a look at what this would measure up. So it's the same. So if we go in from the side seam by 16, I mean, that should be 8, which it is, beautiful. We know we're going to take a curve off from here, and that is really rather lovely with the centre back dart. So I'm glad that we have seen this. I'll show you what we're going to do with this back dart, because it brings up a slightly different issue than the front darts did. Okay, so I'm going to cut through this line. I'm actually going to give myself several balance marks on this, because again, the side front and the side back are going to look very similar, and we don't want any mess when we're sewing up. So I'm going to give that one 3. The front one's got 3, but in a different configuration, and different configuration makes a big difference. So when we look at this back dart, you can see it runs a little bit short, and we could move the dart over. However, I'm on one of my negligible rants or whatever here. If we go down to the end of the dart and then cut across to the new seam line and fold that over, what we lose between the end of the dart and the beginning of the new seam is less than 2 mil. Now 2 mil is definitely negligible in this instance. We have that little pointy bit of action that we had on the front, which will smooth out, which again loses us 2 mil, all of which I'm calling negligible. So centre back, back. I'm going to remove these so you can see what's happening. That's the configuration. So this will be one piece, the centre front. This will be one piece, the side front. This will be another piece, side back. This will be a piece, centre back. Again, I'm assuming that the centre back would have a seam down it for the zip. So yeah, this combined with the demo earlier of the straightforward princess line, I think should enable you to create this pattern, should that be one of the patterns you choose to make. I'll just do that there. Nice, I always like this one. I think it's quite a nice idea, a nice pattern. Okay.